Let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Please excuse everything y'all seeing mama in full form. All right, my son's onesie is halfway off, but yes, I have Elijah here. He is 3 months old. He was 3 months old hitting Friday. He is now officially 3 months old and a day, 2 days. And y'all, this is him. Yay. Hi. Okay, because I look toe up, so I'm gonna put him down just a little bit right here where you can still kind of see him. I know he's gonna get fussy in a minute. I did try to feed him before I got on camera, but I'm gonna tell you guys my little birth story, and I'm kind of gonna get off here, okay? But it's been a long minute, as you can tell. I've also taken a break from here because I noticed that YouTube is now putting people down at the bottom of the poll, small channels, and not only that, I've realized that I became angry and frustrated with YouTube. I'm just gonna be honest, there's no point. But then on the other end, you know, there's algorithms and all this other stuff, but I really feel like they're pushing influencers that are bigger out. You know, if you're not knocking out that content, don't expect to be up there. But needless to say, I'm also mad that they deleted one of my best videos that almost had 100,000 views. It was my baby's nighttime routine with Malia, my baby before him. And right when it was getting 800,000 views, maybe a little bit more, they deleted because somebody reported it, claiming it to be of content that was harmful to a child, which was my infant, and nothing in the video was that. But let me get into it. So this is Elijah Nicholas Moscato. He was born July 23rd. My labor was, I kid you not, 9 hours, somewhere between 6 to 9 hours, something like that. I'm just going to tell you, I did have him naturally, so a lot of what went on is like I had a real out-of-body experience. And I'm going to tell you, I did have him at 37 weeks, 5 days, and I definitely induced my own labor because I was over pregnancy. Now, a lot of people will judge me because they were like, you need to let the baby cook for as long as you can. But let me tell you this, I had a tummy tuck. And baby, the skin will not stretch anymore. And when it did and tried to, baby, it hurt. It hurt like crap. But I will say my tummy tuck still looks great. But it hurt. It really hurt. And the skin wasn't stretching no more. He was just growing in a space that was just too closed off. And then I just feared that I would have to have had a C-section with him. That was just my fear. And that was just how I felt. So take that to how you will. But I did have him naturally. So the night before that I went in to have him, I did try to induce my labor on my own using the midwives brew. I don't know if you all know what that is. It is very, 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 very popular when you're trying to induce your labor naturally. I was given the go by my doctor that I could start inducing right at 37 weeks, which I did. I kind of did beforehand, a little bit before that. Like I said, don't judge. Judge your baby. I did induce him on my own. If you see my face, y'all, I have not finished my makeup and I really don't care. I'm just going to talk to y'all for a minute. But I induced my labor with him the night before. And this night was very particular than any others because I've had Braxton Hicks. That's what it felt like. But this night in particular, I told my husband, please be on standby. And he could feel it like in his spirit when I said that, and even I could. He was like, what? Do I need to just go ahead and stay home and call in? I was like, no, just go and work, but stay on standby. Okay, when I call you, just be on standby. So he goes into work. I kid you not. My husband was no more than an hour and a half into work. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm having contractions. I start timing them. And they started getting closer and closer apart. I can't remember exactly when because, like I said, this was something. They started getting closer and closer apart. And I was like, huh, okay, maybe this might be a false alarm. You know, my stomach was tight. But this time, my stomach got tight. And it stayed tight. And I got real scared. I was like, oh. So let me call my husband. Call my husband and said, hey, I'm having contractions, but this one contraction, it's like my stomach is hard and it won't release. And he was like, okay, so does that mean I need to come and get you? Like, I said, yes. I said, let's go. Now, one thing we had already did was, I think my kids, they were with us. We had to drop my kids out. We had made this whole plan, y'all. If I go into labor, XYZ, my kids will be at my mother-in-law's house and all this other stuff beforehand. But no, nay, this was just unplanned, and it was just even though I self-induced that night. I just didn't think it would happen that night. I didn't. So we literally, he rushes back home. It takes him 30 minutes to get back home from work, probably, yeah, 30, 40 minutes. He gets home. We literally rushing to get everything. I had to get my headphones because I had bought headphones because I did have a natural labor. And I was like, I'm going to be, you know, whether I be Lil Boosian or, you know, mantra, Nam Yo Hara AKO through that. I was going to tell it. But, baby, put the earphones in the bag. Packed all his stuff, you know, just the stuff that I know that I needed. I didn't pack no over stuff because one thing we do, we overpack. I didn't do that because it's my 4th child. I already knew exactly what I needed to have in the bag. So I just put it in there. And baby, we went right out the door. We dropped my kids off. We were headed to the hospital. We made it there in less than 20 minutes because my hospital is like 20, 30 minutes away, somewhere between that. And we made it to the hospital. We get there, of course, I'm filling out papers. I'm like, this ain't it. I was like, this don't feel like I'm in labor, boo. It don't feel like it. But the last time, with Malia, I was having contractions and did not know it. And that was around 37 weeks and a couple of days. So the same thing was happening with little guy. So I get there and she tells me, hey, okay, you got to fill out this paper, XYZ. And I'm like, okay, cool. Filling out the paper. She's like, you going to go back through here. I go back there. They set me up in my room. My husband had to sit out in the waiting room for a couple of minutes due to COVID. They're running certain situations differently. I couldn't even have my doula there. I did have a doula because this was a natural labor. So I didn't have my doula there, which was bummed out, but I had her on phone, okay? I had her on the phone call. We weren't on FaceTime, but baby, okay. So I get there, and I'm thinking it's going to be a false alarm. Like, they're going to send me and turn me around like they did Malia. I kept telling my husband, I was like, we about to go home anyway. So they kept me there for an hour to check you just to see how long you dilated. Y'all, when I got there, I was a centimeter dilated, all right? A centimeter. Within that hour, when they came back to check me, I was already 4. And she was like, let me call your doctor and see what she say. Baby, my doctor told her she ain't going nowhere. She ain't going to keep her there. We having a baby. We having a baby tonight. So they kept me there. And of course, they wanted to see if my body would naturally push me into labor. Which it kind of did. Because it was going. It was going. I think I was at like 5 centimeters, somewhere between there. But then they want to push you. You know how doctors do. They want to push it. But I wanted to make sure that the plan that I had placed out before me, that I got to do. I didn't get to do all of it, but I got to do a lot of stuff that I did. And I'm not gonna lie, those women were very respectful, okay, at this I didn't tell you I had to get rid of my last doctor, my OBGYN, because she did not respect my my birth plan. She did not respect it at all. She wanted to be on the schedule. So I had dismissed her at 34 weeks, y'all. Found a new OBGYN, and they respect every aspect of that. What does that tell you? So that's another story for another day. So of course it's progressing, but not as, you know, as much as they want to. So they did break my water, okay? They broke my water. I was Nam Yo Hurricane on. I was doing good, baby. I was doing good. I was at a 6, doing real good, swaying with my music. Whoo. You know what I'm saying? Breathing through them contractions, because you definitely get them after they break your water. I got contractions right after they broke it. And I'm just swaying and everything, and then all of a sudden I felt like I had to poop, and y'all, them contractions started hitting hard. I'm talking about hard, where it was taking my breath away. I felt like I was going to see Jesus that day. I remember I was having him natural, and I felt like I was going to see Jesus. I had told my husband, I gotta go poop. He was like, no, that's just a contraction. I'm looking at him like, how the hell you gonna tell me what this is? I gotta go poop. So I go, and it was number 2, thankfully, but it was also a contraction, y'all. It was a contraction. I was at a 6 going on a 7. It was a contraction, and y'all, I could feel it in my butt and my vagina, my front stomach and my back. And I'm telling you, it just felt demonic, okay? It felt demonic. So I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm screaming and shouting, you know, I'm trying to keep it calm, because I don't know what it is between me. Whenever I hit that 7, it's like, it's a no-go for me. It's a no-go for me. I be ready to tap out. So, baby, I go back. We squatting on the floor. I'm having contractions. I'm squatting on the floor, literally A out in the back, booty out. And I'm just squatting on the floor. When the nurses come in to check me, I'm just like, oh, my Lord. Let it be over. Come on, come on, come on. And my doula, which is my cousin. She on the phone. She just working me through it, telling me I'm doing really good. So I'm feeling good about myself. I got the earphones on while she talking and everything. And y'all, baby, no. that stuff went out the window. When I hit a 7, it hit out the window, baby. Nay. I was a 7 for the longest, okay? When the 7 hit, I was like, drugs now, drugs. I was screaming, I was, I seen all these really cute YouTubers, Nam Yo Hunter and Kayon, all stuff, you know, having their babies out peaceful, and no. Baby, I was in there, and it was like Nightmare on Elm Street, and it was, no. Okay, so I'm in there screaming my head off, drugs. I grabbed the nurse's arms, drugs, please give me drugs. She was like, let me check you. And now, mind y'all, when they kept checking me, okay, these women have tiny fingers. So the number they probably thought I was at, I probably wasn't, because their fingers was small. But she kept saying, well, baby, you here. You at a 7, you can't have drugs. I'm crying, and I'm like, drugs. And my husband, y'all, he's my, let me give him props. He was my confidant during this entire process. Getting in and out, caring for me, you know, rubbing my back, telling me it's going to be all right. But, baby, I hit that point when I hit 7 centimeters. Baby, all that support went out the window. He was like, I was like, drugs, babe, drugs. He was like, you almost there. You were 7, you can't do it. I literally told him to shut the F up, y'all. I feel bad to this day. But it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was, okay? And I just was like, oh my gosh. I was like, drugs. And then I'm like, I feel like I need to push. I kept pushing that button because for some reason, every time I would hit a centimeter, and I guess that's the way it goes, because I would never feel this because I would have drugs, y'all. I felt him bearing down, like literally feel like he's coming out of my butt. And I felt like I needed to push. I felt like I needed to push at 7 centimeters. But I knew that I couldn't do that. So I kid you not, when I hit 8, finally hit 8 centimeters, I was like, I need to push. I feel like I need to push. And I kept pressing the buttons even before that. When I was less centimeters, I feel like I needed to push. You just know your body. But during 8 centimeters, I just felt like I needed to push. But I didn't. She checked me and she was like, you just did 8. She was like, you can't push right now. You can't push right now. I was like, I feel like I need to push. Finally, a 9, y'all. A 9. I get to a 9. And it feels like the longest 9. And I just tell them, I feel like I need to push now. Now, I told my husband, press the button. Press the button. Bring the nurse back in. I feel like he's coming. And your body lets you know. Nobody knows your body like you do. And I felt him literally bulging through my twat. And my husband, I know, could see him. So he buzzed the nurse and he's like, nurse. She feels like she gotta push. I'm telling him, I feel like I gotta push. And she comes and checks me. She's like, you're at a 9. She's like, you're almost there. So she's getting all the cloaks and stuff. They called a doctor in. I said, you need to get him in here now. I'm about to push. Y'all, I'm literally about to push my child out, regardless of whether the doctor was in the room. At a 9. But like, again, they could have been checking because they think it was small. They could have been wrong. But we gonna just say that I was still at a 9. And I'm like, I gotta push, and the doctor comes in. None of my doctors come in, by the way. The new doctor that I chose, she was MIA, and then she scheduled another doctor to come in thinking that I would be in labor for like hours and hours on end. No, my labor was about 9 hours. And she sent another doctor, and she was late, so they had to call in another doctor who was, he was a Korean man, and he comes in, I kid you not, when you having a natural labor, nothing in that room is funny. You don't give a damn about anything going on. It's you, your body, you monitoring, trying to get this head out of your cooch, and nothing else matters. He comes in and he's joking. I'm like, sir, my husband's standing in the background. I'm looking at my husband. I'm looking at him while I'm trying to keep my Nam Yo head right here. Yo, while this is trying to bulge out of me at 9 centimeters. And he's like, he checks. He's like, okay, yeah, you're a 9, but you can't push it. I'm looking at him like, I said, no. He's coming. He's coming. He's like, you cannot push. Why can't I push? I can't not tell my body not to push. My body's gonna do what it's gonna do, which is it's gonna boot this baby out, all right? It's booting him out. Not slow, but fast, baby. We got that fast internet. And he was coming. I said, you know what? I said, I grabbed my legs. They putting the stirrups up, baby. No. I grabbed my legs and I started pushing at a 9. And they looked at me. I had at least 6 nurses in the room, 2 on each side, and the doctor. Come in, y'all. I was pushing my son out, and he ain't even have his gown all the way on, and he just standing there, and I'm pushing my son out. Okay, at 9 centimeters, that head, bloop, and they're telling me, okay, wow. One lady looked at me astonished about what I was doing at 9 centimeters, pushing this big old head baby out. And I was not playing with nobody. You know, your body knows. I need doctors to stop telling moms, look, okay, I can understand between under that, but at a 9, when your body is rejecting your child, you don't know it's going to do exactly what it's going to do. I was having an out-of-body experience, y'all, pushing my son out. And while I was pushing him out, I just felt myself arise out, and I let my body do what it needed to do. And it pushed my son out. It pushed my son out in like a minute, y'all. His head was out, and then within probably a push and a half, his body was out. And I was back. I was back, but I was out of it. And he was born. He was born at 9 centimeters, okay? Healthy, 37 weeks, 5 days. The doctor was like, I didn't even have to tell her to push. She did it all on her own. All they did was they caught my baby. They caught him in time because he was gonna fall, but they caught him in time. They caught him in time. Baby, I just need doctors to know that when we're telling you our body is telling us something, please respect and listen to it, because we're not telling you this just to be telling you this. We're dead serious about what's going on. I could have had my son literally at 8 centimeters had I not been holding him in. I literally could. I believe I could have. But I had him at 9 centimeters, not fully dilated. I was not fully dilated, y'all. I was at a 9. I was at 9. I was not fully dilated. I was not even fully dilated before I had my child, but I knew my body and I knew exactly what it was doing, and I knew it was safe. I did stop if the cord was wrapped around his neck. I can't even remember. I blocked out a lot of stuff because when you're having a baby naturally, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is not gangs and roses. You literally have to be in a mental space to have your child. My doula was literally sending me energy from over the phone from where she was, and had it not been for that and the grace of God, baby, I don't know if I would have gone through it, because I was ready to tap out. I'm not gonna lie, you have to have a strong mentality to go through a natural labor, otherwise you're going to break. And I love that my nurses respected my plan to not be asked for drugs, let me do the asking. They respected everything about my birth plan. I really respected those nurses that night, and they were so sweet. When he came, it was like, oh, he's so handsome. He popped out just really cute, alien looking, because that cone shaped head, he still kind of got it, but cone shaped head and all was just so beautiful, okay? And I felt so empowered. This is my first time ever having a natural birth, and I felt so empowered. I feel like every mom, if she can, should experience it. It's scary, because it's scary. As I was like going through the motions, it was scary, but when you finally see this bundle of joy in your hand, after all of that, it was worth it. Will I do it again? Nay. I'm not having no more kids. This is it. This is the max, and I've maxed out of that card limit. I'm not doing this no more. I enjoyed the experience because that was my first time ever having a natural birth, and it was with my last child. And I feel so empowered. I feel so much stronger. Not saying that any woman, no matter what way you have your child, it's empowering and it's strong and it's beautiful. But this feeling was, it was different. I felt like I was in dead serious of, survival mode, and I was in cubbish mode, and I was trying to make sure that, my body wasn't doing the most, but it was doing what it needed to do. And that's what a lot of doctors need to know, that our bodies do what it needs to do when it's time to do it. And I'm so happy that I was able to experience that for the first time ever. I talked about it for the longest, and for that day to arrive, baby, I'm happy. I'm happy about it. So this is Elijah. Let me take his link. I don't know if you want me to take it out, but this is Elijah Nicholas Moscato, born July 23rd, and he weighed, I believe, 7 pounds and I think 2 ounces. Yeah, somewhere between that. A nice little healthy baby, and it's so cute. I post him more than I post my other children. I love my other children equally, but baby, it's something about this little boy love. It is. The love between your daughters and your children equally is beautiful. It's love all around, but between your daughters and your sons, it definitely is different. I didn't believe a lot of people when they said that, but now I understand why they say it, because it's true. It's true. But this is Elijah looking like his mama because he got all my features. Looking just like his mama. And I will say the experience as a boy mom is something amazing. I never thought I would have it because I literally thought his little butt was a girl. But when I got them results, which I got in 9 weeks, that he was a boy, and I'm so happy. I'm a happy mom, y'all. Happy mom of 3 girls and 1 boy. And life has been great. We are transitioning into something bigger and better. And I feel like I can't give God the glory enough for what he's done for me and my family, and he continues to do for us. And I might, like I said, I might look janky and jacked up right now. It's because I'm doing my makeup. And I'm about to get ready for the day to knock out content on my IG. If you aren't subscribed, please go subscribe there. I truly appreciate y'all's support, even when I'm away for months or sometimes even a year at a time. Some days you need a break from this, even if you're not making enough money, or you know, this was just a passion. This is a passion of mine. I need a break from it. Just same with social media, IG and everything. I need a break from it some days, and I don't mind giving it to myself. So I will tell you to do the same thing. This stuff is not important as it may seem, and you don't have to pretend to be something you're not. And I definitely ain't. Y'all getting real mama bear here today, where son don't have his onesie on all the way. But we about to get ready for the day, take some pictures, and go eat. But it was nice seeing y'all. I hope y'all like my little birth story. And I appreciate those who have subscribed and those who've continued to be subscribers and those who really get me. Thank you. And I love y'all. Now I'm gonna go put some makeup and go chap these lips because I was on here crack-a-lacking. Okay. Bye.